What if I told you the number printed right on your credit card statement is specifically designed to keep you in debt until the year 2048? That little number. The one labeled minimum payment due. It's not there to help you. It's a trap. A mathematical trap that turns a $15,000 balance into what feels like a life sentence. And here's what's really going to make you angry. By the time you finish paying off that $15,000 at the minimum, you will have handed the bank over $23,000 in interest alone. You heard that right. You'll pay for your purchases twice. But stick with me, because I'm going to show you one simple switch. One change that takes that exact same debt, exact same interest rate, and obliterates it in literally half the time. And no, it doesn't require a raise, a side hustle, or eating ramen for 5 years. The switch takes about 10 minutes to set up, and it could save you over $12,000. Let's start with the trap itself. Most major credit card issuers calculate your minimum payment as roughly 2% of your outstanding balance. Some use slightly different formulas, but 2% is the industry standard. So on a $15,000 balance, your minimum payment starts at around $300. Feels manageable, right? That's the point. Here's what the bank hopes you never calculate. That $300 payment doesn't go where you think it goes. With an average credit card interest rate of about 24%, which is the reality right now, your first month's interest charge is roughly $300. So let me spell this out. You pay $300. The bank takes $300 in interest. Your principal, the actual amount you borrowed, goes down by almost nothing. You paid $300 and you still owe basically $15,000. This is what's known in the industry as negative amortization territory. You're running on a treadmill that's moving faster than you are, and the bank is perfectly fine with that. Now, month 2, your balance is slightly lower, so your minimum payment drops slightly. Maybe it's $297 now. And your interest is slightly lower too, so a tiny bit more goes to principal. But I'm talking dollars, not even enough to buy a coffee. This process continues for, well, let me just run the actual numbers. If you pay only the minimum 2% on a $15,000 balance at 24% APR, you will be making payments for approximately 27 years. 27 years. From today, that takes you to 2052. I said 2048 in the title. That's actually if your rate is slightly lower. At the current national average, it's even worse. 27 years. That means if you're 30 right now, you'll be 57 when this debt is finally gone. You'll have spent your entire 30s, 40s, and half your 50s paying for purchases you probably don't even remember making. And the total amount paid? Roughly $38,000 on a $15,000 balance. $23,000 of that is pure interest. Let that land. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I pay more than the minimum. And if you do, that's genuinely great. But studies show that somewhere between 30 to 40% of credit card holders pay exactly the minimum every single month. Millions of people are on this exact treadmill right now. And even if you pay a little more, here's the sneaky part. The bank lowers your required payment every single month. It's psychological warfare. They're training you to gradually pay less and less. You start at $300. 6 months later, it's $280. A year later, it's $255. And human nature being what it is, most people just pay what the statement says. Because the statement feels like an authority. It feels like it's telling you what you should pay. It's not. The statement is telling you what the bank wants you to pay. And what the bank wants is the exact opposite of what you want. This brings me to the switch, the fixed payment method. And it is almost embarrassingly simple. Here's what you do. You look at your minimum payment today. Let's say it's $300. You write that number down, and then you set up auto pay for exactly $300, not the changing minimum. A fixed $300 every single month, regardless of what the statement says. That's it. That's the whole trick. But the math behind it is actually incredible. See, when you pay a fixed amount instead of a percentage, something powerful happens. Every month, your balance goes down, your interest charge goes down, but your payment stays the same, which means more and more of your $300 goes toward principal every single month. In the beginning, almost all of it goes to interest, just like before, but by month 6, you're putting an extra $15 toward principal. By year 1, it's $40 extra. By year 2, it's $80, and it compounds from there. With the fixed $300 payment on that same $15,000 balance at 24% APR, you pay off the entire debt in approximately 13 years. Compare that to 27 years, half the time, the exact same starting payment, no extra money out of your pocket. And the total interest paid? About $11,000 instead of $23,000. You save over $12,000 by doing literally nothing differently except ignoring the bank's suggested payment. Now, I want to be transparent about something. This is not magic. You're still paying a lot of interest. 24% is brutal, and 13 years is still a long time. The fixed payment method is the minimum viable strategy. If you can pay more than that initial $300, do it. Every additional dollar you add destroys the timeline even faster. But for anyone who feels stuck, for anyone who's been making minimum payments and watching their balance barely budge, this is your escape hatch, and it costs you nothing to start today. Here's the step-by-step. Step 1. Open your latest credit card statement and find your current minimum payment. Write it down. Step 2. Log into your bank's app or website. Find auto-pay settings. Step 3. Set up automatic payments for that exact dollar amount. Fixed. Not the minimum option, not the statement balance. A fixed dollar amount equal to your current minimum. Step 4. Ignore every future statement that tries to suggest a lower payment. Let the auto-pay do its thing. Step 5, and this is optional but highly recommended. If you get a raise, a bonus, a tax refund, or any extra cash, even $50, bump up that fixed payment. Every increase accelerates the timeline dramatically. Because here's what happens if you can add just $50 more to that $300. Your payoff time drops from 13 years down to about 10. Add another $50 and you're at 8 years. You're suddenly in the realm of actually seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And if you really want to accelerate things, if you can push that payment to $500 a month, you're looking at about 4 years. 4 years versus 27, on the exact same debt. But even if you never increase it, even if you just do the bare minimum fixed payment, you've already cut your debt sentence in half and saved yourself over 12 grand. Let's address the psychology here, because this is where most people get tripped up. The minimum payment feels safe. It feels like the bank is giving you permission to pay less. And when money is tight, paying less feels like relief. But that relief is an illusion. You're not paying less, you're paying later.